In this video, our target is to do multi-threading. So to start with, we will first understand what is a thread, what is a process, what are the thread scheduling, different algorithms, what are states of the thread. That's all theory. Thereafter, we'll move on to what is multi-threading in MS.NET, the importance of system.threading.thread class, how to start a new thread, how to make use of other methods of the thread class, working with thread priority, suspending and resuming a thread, thread interrupt exception, thread abort exception, what are these two important exceptions, and then last and finally working with thread synchronization, that is monitor, mutex and semaphore. So these are the things we have to work in this particular module. So what is a thread? The thread, I say, is a path of execution of instructions within a process. See, first we should very clearly know that a program is made up of data and instructions. It is the data which is actually going to be processed by these instructions. So I am defining a thread as the path, the route which a program takes for execution. Like starting from main it will go to some method, execute that method, come back, and then from there again go to some other method, from that again go to some other method, come back to main again. So like that, some route every program is going to take, some path every program is going to take while execution. So this path of execution is what we are referring it as a thread. So similarly, if at all we have got more than one thread, that means more than one path of execution running side by side within an application, then it is referred as a multi-threading application. So what is a process? A running instance of an application is referred as a process. See, in Windows operating system, I can start multiple exe. I can start calculator, I can start paintbrush, I can start MS Word simultaneously. So each one of them I would say is a process. But then also one more important thing which we should know is every process when loaded will have its own process address space, and that is roughly around 4 GB of virtual memory, and it is in that process all the data and all the instructions, that is the threads, are going to reside. That means a process is a boundary for collection of threads and data which are related to each other, and thread is a path of execution of instructions within a process. This is the basic line we have to understand. The path of execution of instructions within a process is called as a thread. So it will be better if I swap these 2 points actually. First, what is a process, and then what is a thread. Then when we are saying more than one thread in execution, we need to have scheduling, because we would then have only one processor. One processor cannot execute multiple processes at the same time. Instructions in multiple processes cannot be executed by one single processor on a machine. So in these kind of situations, operating system is going to schedule the threads in the processor. Now there are two types of scheduling: preemptive scheduling and non-preemptive scheduling. In case of preemptive scheduling, once an operating system schedules a thread, it will also have the rights to unschedule the thread on some algorithm basis. On certain criteria, we can unschedule a thread in case of preemptive. But if at all we are talking about non-preemptive, operating system can schedule a thread, but thereafter operating system will not have opportunity to unschedule a thread. A thread should either unschedule itself, that means yield the processor, or otherwise a thread should complete the task and release the processor. But operating system is never going to unschedule a thread. So Windows operating system uses preemptive scheduling. Different operating systems uses different types of scheduling, but in Windows operating system the type of scheduling used is preemptive. That means operating system Windows can any time unschedule a thread. But then on what basis will operating system Windows will unschedule a thread? For every thread there is a priority. In operating system Windows, for every thread we give a priority. As a programmer, we can assign a priority to a thread. So at any point of time, what OS ensures is a highest priority thread is executing in the processor. So if there are two threads which are trying to execute, the one which is having higher priority will be taken into the processor and it will be given a chance to execute completely, and only after this thread completes the task, the other thread would be given a chance to execute in the processor. Similarly, if there are two threads with same priority, then what will happen? In such kind of cases, time slicing comes into picture. So operating system will give equal time slice to all the threads of equal priority. And in Windows, typical Windows operating system, it is 20 milliseconds approximately. Again, 20 milliseconds is the time slice given to each thread when they all have same priority. And there is a third condition: if a thread with low priority is already executing the processor, and then at a particular point a thread with high priority wants the processor, what OS does in such case? OS will immediately remove the thread with low priority from the processor for allocating the processor to a thread with high priority. That means operating system Windows will always ensure that the highest priority thread is executing in the processor. And if there are equal priorities for multiple threads with a time slice in round robin fashion, all these threads are executed in the processor. Now, there is a small deviation in Windows operating system from a routine regular priority algorithm. What Windows operating system does is, for every cycle of low priority of high priority thread executing in the processor, suppose there are, let us say, 5 high priority threads and 2 low priority threads. So for every cycle of high priority threads executing in the processor, the priority of the low priority thread is boosted, so that at one point of time this low priority thread also has the same priority as the high priority thread, and then it would also get a chance to execute in the processor. That means in operating system Windows there is never a state of starvation for a thread, and it would always get a chance, maybe lesser number of times, but it does get a chance to execute in the processor. And I'll show you this with an example, proper example. Now what exactly is multi-threading? As a programmer, for us multi-threading is all about trying to move a thread from one state to another state. We can say this is the thread state diagram. So if at all we can move a thread from one state to another state, we can say it is a multi-threaded application, and in different states we'll manage different threads. We'll have multiple threads and each of these threads will keep moving from one thread to the other, one state to the other state. So let us try to understand each of these states now. Now what is running state? A thread which is said to be in running state is the one which uses the processor currently. That means it is executing its instructions in the processor, and hence at this point of time it is said to be in running state. Now, how did a thread come to running state? A thread should declare to the operating system that it wants the processor and it should go to the ready state. That means threads in the ready state are ready for executing in the processor. Whenever operating system does scheduling, a ready state thread will come to running state. Similarly, if a thread is already running and if a operating system does unscheduling, a running state will go back to ready state. So you see in the diagram it clearly shows the only entry point to the running state is ready state. All the threads from all other states should go to first ready, and only from ready it can come to running state. Entry point for running is only ready. And who does that ready to running state move? It is the operating system, which is referred as scheduling. Then we have got dead state. A state where the thread has completed the task is said to be in dead. That means a thread has finished its task, goes to the dead state. An important thing, dead has only entry, it cannot have exit. That means once a thread is dead, it cannot be revived. Then we have got sleep state.